tomorrow we are going to see a Countach and just take cash with you. I thought, okay, all right. That sounds like there's a deal going on. It was pretty much beginning of the year 2022. It was after an incredible 21 where I sold this pace car thing to Curated. And it was shortly after I sold this Mercy SV to Ed. I knew at the time that from all the videos of Curated and so on that Countachs were the hot They always had been an icon, but it was honestly, I have to say, till that point was never my icon. Like I was completely on the drug of Mercy and Diablos. My parents, when they were younger, they drove to so many Lamborghini owner club meetings, parties. They were just like end of 20s, in the 30s, living their life to the fullest. And my dad had a white over white with white wheels Countach downdraft round belly car back then. Paint the mirrors white just to white it out, if you want to call it like that. I received a call out of nowhere from a guy who said, hey, I got your phone number from that and that sales guy from Lamborghini. He told me that you are interested in old Lambos. I already had an Espada, which is a great car, but I don't want to have another one. But he said, I want to sell my Countach. And I said, oh, that was like, business mind on. I'm just curious, what Countach do you have? Yeah, it's white. I said, okay, that's cool. What, interior? Yeah, it's white. And the wheels are also white. Like, I bought it new. I said, what? You bought it new? Which year? Yeah, at the end of 87, and I took delivery in 88. And I thought, okay, that is a white anniversary probably, but it wasn't. It was a downdraft, like out of the books, white. He explained it, and he was the first owner, had some kilometers, but that sounded like a great car. Said, okay, you are Rainer Hess? And I said, no, I'm absolutely not. That is my dad. So, but I can hand you over, like, I can remember that I think it was even a Monday morning, raining outside. We were sitting in the office, like me on my desk, my dad on the opposite side. I said, here is someone who owns a Countach, wants to sell it. I handed it over to my dad, said, hey, just speak to him. Probably he wants like €1 billion for his car, but because what it sounds like is a cocaine white downdraft in the perfect color combo from the first owner. What I expected is just a number which, a horse couldn't jump over. My dad spoke to him, said, oh yeah, I remember you. Yeah, I have been to this meeting as well. Yeah, Salto Maggiore 88. Yeah, that was like to the presentation of the anniversary, which by the way, a Countach I like for what it is, because I think this is the adult version of the Countach design. But anyway, they spoke, and I just only heard my dad asking, yeah, what is your price in mind? And I could see it in his eyes, and he said, you know what, we have Monday on Wednesday, and tomorrow as well. We are in Hamburg, close to you, not that far off. That was completely out of zero. I watched into my calendar, and there was exactly 0 standing in it. And yeah, okay, we see you tomorrow there. Thank you. Hang off. And he said, tomorrow we are going to see a Countach and just take cash with you. I thought, okay, all right. That sounds like there's a deal going on. I wasn't prepared to what was coming in front of me. We traveled to a Ferrari workshop in northern Germany. Had this appointment, and I still was focused on doing a deal. Buying something, selling, this is our business. As much as I would like to do it, we cannot keep everything for ours, and I was focused on still the route of, I had a very special Diablo in mind I want to own. Was in the process of selling my Nightmare SLS at this point, which by the way was also like, white is, for some cars, white is the color, yeah, but there's none other car like the Countach which is in white. I would even go so far to say there is, from nowadays point of view, there is no other car which is this iconic than to all a car which stands for a decade. more than a Countach, and then in this color combo with that wing, this automobile of completely be like, it stands for everything what is useless. So we arrived at this Ferrari workshop and we walked to the door of the workshop. This, like, it was a very traditional workshop. You couldn't see anything. There was a door. In that big door, open the door, and like in this paradise of Ferrari guys, like 3 F40s in a line, 3 of them. Yeah, one was painted in yellow. Outrageous car. 2 of them had old German license plates, which means like first owner cars. A Daytona Spider standing on the forklift. There was a Dino, an Osella F1 race car. Just name it. Everything what has a name coming from Maranello 275 GTB. Another 275 in yellow. Everything was standing there. But that was only a scenery. That was in the middle. In the middle. In that moment, I walked through the door. It was done. Like, I wasn't a Countach fan before that. I touched some of them, like with our dad when we were younger. This shiny car, perfect, polished, old school guys wanted to sell us the car, polished it. It was like shiny. And I walked around this car and I touched it and it was done. Since then, I'm just lost. Like, I lost my heart to this car. And, don't want to mention a number, but it was affordable. It was still big money, but it was affordable. And as I said, in the process of selling something else and sitting in the car, of course, I didn't fit well. Like, it doesn't matter how you describe it. Like, you sit like a monkey on a stone in a Countach. Yeah? If you are taller than a child, you are just sitting like a monkey on a stone. Even, and not speaking about a low body, but you just have to do it for being cool. Yeah. And I was sitting in that car, feeling the steering wheel, like these small nipples in the back of the steering wheel of the Countach. Everything was completely original except the exhaust. Turned it on. My dad told me, standing next to me, said, "Hey, don't want to do a mistake now." And he said, "Push the gas twice, hold it like 25% of the gas, and just turn it on. You will and turn it on, this downdraft, that sound, that volume of sound, this how the throttle response is on that car. That was incredible, absolutely incredible." Turn off the car, walked around again, and my dad said, "Okay, what do we do? What is your price?" And he said, "That is X minimum." So my dad said, "So X is the price?" "Yeah, exactly." "Yeah, okay. Do we have a pencil?" I said, "Yeah, I have a pencil here. Why? I need any piece of paper." And we directly made a contract on the spoiler of that car. No joke. On the spoiler of the car with that guy. We felt like thieves stealing this car from this first owner. But for him, the book was closed. He decided to sell his, like, he didn't own any other sports car. That was one sports car in his life. That was a Countach, which he bought new because that was what he wanted. And he drove it like all the time, here and there. A little bit more in the early days, less later on, but he drove. It was always in running condition, always registered. For him, the book was closed from that moment on. That's something I never understood. Like, maybe I will in a few decades, yeah, but there's a long journey, long way to go till then. But we drove away from that place and I couldn't, like, my heart was beating. I couldn't I wanted to see it again. So we drove back. I just said, "Hey, I lost my pencil here." Or I could have said, "Hey, can I, whatever, I want to see the car again?" No. We drove back and I said, "I lost my pencil." And he said, and the guy of the workshop, "You mean the one in your jacket here?" I said, "Yes, exactly this one." He said, "Just walk around. It's fine. It's okay." I walked around this car again. I couldn't even wait to get it. Yeah, so we drove to a restaurant, had lunch. My dad wasn't speaking. I wasn't speaking. That was exactly the spec in the car my parents had when they were young. My mother is not into cars and she's not a good co-driver at all, but that was in her young days, and that was pretty much slightly after she met my dad, and that was their rock and roll time. So a week after we picked up this car, my dad drove it onto the trailer. We drove home excited like hell. And like, when you drive, like, we have an open trailer. My brother basically transports everything closed. He has like a 5-bedroom trailer closed. He calls it a trailer, but it's probably a hotel for a car. What he pulls after his car, but we transport open. So we drove home, and on the highway everywhere pictures. Like as I said, this is the icon. Yeah, and nowadays I get it. Before I went into this workshop, I couldn't understand people why they are so like onto Countachs or into and they want to have one. But from that moment on, this car taught me a lesson, and since then, I don't see myself without that car. And had so many in 2 years, 10,000 kilometers, including a broken engine, which took like almost 10 months to repair. But even that, like this car they are fast. Honestly, they are doing 320 on German highway. Not sure what that is on Italian clusters, but it feels pretty fast. And they don't drive horrible. They drive so nice. That's so much fun. And when you have a bad day, you go into a Countach, you just go on a nice road. You just listen to this V12 symphony. You try to break down the car, like braking a little bit harder, which teaches you that there is almost no brake. This brings the adrenaline, which shows you are still alive.
I'm super pumped to announce that in 2024, VINwiki is partnering with Bridgestone. So throughout the year, you're going to hear some great stories from their business, some awesome tire testing and things like that we're going to do. I've had a lot of Bridgestone and Firestone products over the years and loved them all. I know that you will too, but I want you to check out their Potenza line of tires for sports cars, supercars, and hypercars. Whatever your needs, whether it's ultimate track performance, road performance, or all-season performance, there is a Potenza tire for you. So check them out at the link in the description below and let us know what you think.